Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot. So I have turned my microphone like way down today, so hopefully that works out for everyone, and it's not too loud today. So anyway, my name is Lolo and I am here to just give you a message from Spirit to see what Spirit has in store for Taurus at this time. So I'm definitely getting like love is in the air for Taurus, for sure. That's definitely something that I was getting. That's interesting that the 10 of Wands came out with abundance. Interesting. I'm actually really loving that. King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So we're going to put him to the side. And, oh, these are like falling apart. Yeah, love is in the air though. I was definitely feeling that energy. Color therapy. Nope. Oh, okay. I'm just like, I'm finding that to be really funny. Like, nope. Okay. One more for Taurus, please. And the Outsiders. So you have the 5 of Pentacles and on the bottom of the deck with the 6 of Cups. 5 of Pentacles with the 6 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what I'm getting from this energy right here, Taurus, I feel like you have this abundance here, okay? And I felt like this abundance could be in terms of love, okay? But you do have this nope. And it says, people trample over flowers, yet only to embrace a cactus. And because you have the 6 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, I kind of feel like there is a person in your past that made you feel like this, like the outsider, you know, just like left you out in the cold, made you feel unwanted, abandoned you. And because of that, it has created this burden, this heaviness in your energy, right? Emotional baggage. But what I love about this 10 of Wands here is that, do you notice that like all the chakras are lit up? Like, it's a very different depiction of the 10 of Wands. It's like the darkness is behind this individual. And I'm getting the sense that like this color therapy is sort of showing you that you're in a better place. You're in a more healed, lit up place. Like your chakras are more aligned. You are feeling a lot better about yourself, right? You are not the person that you were back when. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is the energy, this cactus energy is here to tell you, like, people are going to do what they do. You know, some people just sort of move through life in that prickly kind of energy. You know, they are hurt individuals going around hurting other people. And, you know, they could want to embrace another prickly type of person, another wounded person, another person who is going to reflect their wounds back to them and, you know, just create a very karmic cycle. And because of that, those individuals cannot vibrationally keep up with the flower, right? But I feel like you're needing to know that that's not you. That's not about you, right? And like, yeah, we all have a part. I've talked about this before, but I mean, there's a difference between like owning our own parts in situations and then versus like thinking that because a person did something that means that we are inherently unworthy. That's not the case. And I don't see that. I see that you are lit up like a Christmas tree right now. You know what I mean? And so basically you are a flower. You have been blooming. You have been growing. You have been evolving. And you're needing to just keep your thoughts bright in terms of love, in terms of life, in terms of abundance, right? I'm also getting the energy of like abundance could be coming in for you in terms of finance even. Or you're trying to step into that energy, but you're dealing with, you know, your self-worth, okay? And I'm noticing here you have the solar plexus chakra again. That keeps coming out for Taurus. But I feel like with this Justice card that just came out, like this is karmic justice. Like the universe is bringing you the balance against all of this pain that you have been through in the past, right? The Hierophant. the Devil, and Judgment. Oh my gosh, with the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this energy. Okay, I'm going to put that over there. All right, Taurus, this has been coming out a lot for you lately. I've been getting so many like deep soul lessons in my readings, and I certainly don't want them to sound redundant in any way, shape, or form. I really feel like there's this level of like needing to be your own cheerleader, and simultaneously I am being your cheerleader. And that's like the energy that I'm channeling, is to like hype you up and to uplift you and you know, help you see how you have been rising above challenging circumstances in your life. And you may be continuing to do so, but I'm just getting the sense that like there is absolutely like incredible energy around you that is supporting this growth and evolution for you. Truly. So, I mean, okay, like look at this, like look at all this rainbow, this rainbow, this rainbow, this rainbow. Like, look at all this freaking beautiful energy, right? Like, when I tell you that you are shining, solar plexus, that's the sun. Like, when I tell you that you are just emitting this truly magnetic energy right now, I mean it truly, okay? It just, no cap, okay? So anyway, this karmic justice is coming in for you because I feel like you've been through the depths of the darkness, okay? This 10 of Swords, you've been through it. And it triggered you. I mean, no doubt, it triggered a need for healing for you, a need for really going within and understanding, like, why do these types of things keep happening? And yes, maybe you've needed some guides in your life. Maybe you've come to tarot readings, or you've booked sessions with tarot readers or energy healers and that kind of thing to really help you get out of this. But I feel like there's also been a lot of self-work that has been done here. And it really had to do with realizing your own self, your own, I don't want to say part again because I already said that, but I mean, I feel like just realizing like how you showed up in situations with individuals in the past, and in the times that you allowed your boundaries to be swayed, or didn't even know what your core values were. And that's the thing about the Five of Pentacles that I feel like is often missed, is that there's a level of emptiness in that card. And it often stems from things like an abandonment wound, you know? And when we have a deep abandonment wound, that means that our needs were not met as children. Our emotional needs were not met. And because of that, we were not really taught core values. We were not supported in a way to where we could grow up with core values in terms of what we thought relationships were. We didn't understand our needs, because we didn't know what our needs were, because they were never met in the first place. So how would we even know what they were, right? And then we got into relationships where we don't know what our needs are. We don't know what our values are because we weren't taught these things. These things were not given to us. They were not met, right? And we get stuck in these devil-like cycles, where we feel just absolutely bound to a person. We feel needy. We feel codependent. We feel reliant on them, even obsessed, addicted, tolerating unacceptable behavior, and in the end being just tossed aside by this individual, which would just perpetuated this wound. Seriously, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like it really is, because it's like when you carry around that wound where you don't know what your needs are, so therefore you cannot set boundaries. And you don't have standards for yourself because you don't even know what your needs are. You don't even know what you value in a relationship because you weren't given a good example. You weren't given a good understanding. You basically just had to figure it out by, having a really crappy relationship or relationships in order to realize what you didn't want so you could learn what you do want. And that's what I'm getting, is that I feel like you're learning what you do want, but it was after a really painful series of cycles with people. It doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. With people who just kept triggering and validating that wound of feeling like I'm not worthy of having my needs met because they weren't met when I was small, right? And so there's an emptiness in that card. And emptiness attracts emptiness. I mean, it just does, Whenever you don't have self-love, self-worth, self-value, I'm going to say we, because I've experienced this, we attract people who don't have that as well. And some people latch on to one person, and other people need constant validation from more than one person, and will leave the one person that latches on to them in the dust for another person because they want things to be easier. We all operate out of that wound a little differently. It kind of leans into that whole anxious avoidant trap, if you know anything about attachment styles, which I've studied at length myself, but in and outside of formal education at university. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Like, it's like that's the devil, we talked about that in the last reading. That's the devil, and now I feel like, you have this beautiful presence in your life that is coming in for you. And this doesn't just have to be in a romantic relationship. I've already said that. I do like to keep my readings general, like however it resonates with you is how it resonates with you. But I feel like you have this chance to really rise above this in your life. You have been going through an awakening process, or you have an individual in your life, like I said, could be a tarot reader, could be a mentor, could be somebody, a religious individual, even with that Hierophant. But there could be somebody who's sort of inspired you, I feel, or helped you do like healing, okay? And I feel like it's given you this opportunity to really address what you're supposed to be saying nope to. Really address the wound in you, when I look at this cactus, I think of like, there was this meme once that, it's like wanting attention from people or something, but there was a cactus on the doorknob, it's kind of like you want people to come near you, but simultaneously at the time, or you even want this abundance to come near you, but it's like, you're simultaneously pushing it away. Why is that? Because of this yellow, because of the solar plexus, because of your self-worth, because of what's happened to you in the past, because of the devil that because of the pain that you experienced, the loneliness, the emptiness that you experienced, and wondering why what you asked for, what you wanted, what you desired was always just out of reach, But I think that the reality of the situation is that it wasn't out of reach. I feel like it just took a while. Like, I really do. I feel like it took longer to get here than you would have liked. Longer to get to this abundance that's helping you rise up out of challenging times in your life. It took longer to get there than you would have liked, right? It's really interesting because today I was listening to A Vision for Love by Mariah Carey, which I got to tell you, I haven't heard that song and I don't even know how long. And, I really think that song is about manifestation. Like, I really do. I'm showing my age here for sure, but, I was listening to that song and, she's saying that it took so long, but still she believed. And I was thinking about that, not just in terms of like love, but I was thinking about it in terms of life. You know, it took so long, but still you believed, right? And I get the sense that like in this process of believing that something is going to happen for you, that something is going to change, something is going to evolve, something is just going to get better, you still had to address the prickly energy in your life, you know? What was wounding you? I mean, I love cacti myself, but my goodness, they do prick, do they not? And I feel like, you know, that's the thing that you had to address, is like the people that trampled over you. However far back that went, you know, how, like, whether or not it was romantic relationships, your parents, like people who left you feeling trampled, like they did not give you the love and tenderness that you deserved. You know, they were ultimately cactus people. And so you grew up to be somebody who was a blossoming flower, but you were afraid to let people get close to you, or afraid to let your abundance, your manifestations come into you, either because you're afraid that you're going to lose it and you're going to mess it up, or you're afraid that people are going to treat you the way that you'd been treated. And instead of, and ultimately that is kind of what ends up happening, right? Like, it's like we're afraid of that happening, and then it ends up happening. And why is that? Why is that? I feel like it really comes down to the love that we give ourselves, how we fill our own cups, how we hype ourselves up, how we are our own cheerleaders, how we continue to believe. Like, no matter what, we continue to believe in ourselves, believe in our dreams, believe in this wonderful relationship. Like, that seems to be the answer. That's the key. That's how you unlock this. And just turning around and giving yourself all of the love that you didn't get. All the love that you wish that these past individuals would have given you. Yeah, that's what I see there. Okay, so we're going to get a few more cards here. Oh, wow. Okay, it dropped on the ground. So you have the Two of Pentacles. You have the Six of Swords. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love the Six of Swords came out underneath the Ten of Swords. The Seven of Swords, though. The Queen of Swords. Look at all this freaking... The King of Swords over here on the bottom of the deck. That's wild. The death. I mean, you know what? The fact that the Death card keeps coming out. The Devil and the Death card, I swear, just keep coming out. It is absolutely wild to me. Anyway, here's the deal, though, because you have the Two of Pentacles. I mean, the Two of Pentacles basically alludes to the fact that something has to be dropped, you know? It's like this, you can't carry this anymore. Like, you just really can't. Like, it's time to let it go, okay? And I feel like it's time to let it go, not only because it's just weighing you down and it's too much, okay? But it's also because of the fact that, you know, this energy right here with this justice is about creating karmic balance for you, right? And I feel like the more that you hang on to the pains, the burdens of the past, right? The more that you are creating a resistance to what the universe is trying to bring to you, right? How do I put this? So it's like like what we resist persists, right? And so if we are resisting change in our life because we want to stick with what we know, then that kind of energy is going to persist, okay? The energies that we are not evolving past, those kind of things are going to persist, right? If we are We are being nudged by the universe here to really do this healing energy, which, like I said, I feel like a lot of it has already happened for you. I just feel like the crux of the matter is that even though you've done this healing energy, you're still afraid. You're still afraid that you're going to get pricked, right? And so it is that fear that has to go. That's the problem. It's the fear. Because I feel like the more that you continue to fear something, then you are continuing to create a resistance, okay? And things are not working out for you the way that you would like them to because you are so afraid. And because you're so afraid, what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing all this evidence in your life of why you should continue to be afraid. And it is going to create a resistance against the abundance so easily coming to you, right? I'm trying to sit here and think, like, I know what I'm saying in my own brain. Like, it makes sense to me because I understand things like the law of attraction. But basically, how do I put this? Basically, I feel like this is just a spiritual lesson for you. This is a point of evolution for you. And the reason why it is so important right now is because of the Seven of Swords right here underneath the Hierophant. The Seven of Swords can be your strategy for how you're going to overcome a situation, a risk that you're willing to take, or it can be slipping out the back door, running, denying yourself of this opportunity of this spiritual growth in your life, right? And I feel like that's why a lot of the readings with Taurus lately have been so similar. Like they sort of piggyback off of each other. And I feel like the reason for that is because the universe is trying to knock this into your hard head. I mean, I am not even kidding you. Like that is the deal. It's like, because Taurus is so resistant against change. I mean, let's just be real. I'm a Taurus. I get it. And you know, we get our mind set on something and we just stick to that, right? We just stick to that. And if we stick to this mindset of something is not going to work out, you know, we really truly believe that something is not going to work out, so we may as well just keep ourselves safe and secure, you know, then we're stopping the process of things actually working out for us. You know, we're creating a resistance. You know, it's kind of like if you want to go ask for a pay raise, okay? But you just know deep in your soul, right? Like you just know, like, you know, this is what you're telling yourself. Doesn't mean it's true, but this is what you're telling yourself. Oh, they're never going to give me a raise. And what you're doing is you're projecting your fear onto the situation. And you're projecting it so loudly and so much that is what's going to happen. You're going to get rejected for it, right? Because ultimately you created a resistance against it. And albeit subconsciously, okay? But over here, you're shining. You're lit up like a Christmas tree. So it's like you have all of the energy within you to be recognized, to be seen, to receive this abundance in your life. The problem is how you see you. That's the problem. It's not the opportunity itself. It's how you see you. And it's really crazy to me that, like, I often see the Queen of Swords as a visionary. And I just talked to you about a vision for you, which is just wild to me because that song just came to me last night after I looked it up even. It's crazy. Like, I have not listened to that song and I don't even know how long. And I just started singing it in my head. And then I just listened to it on Spotify. Like, it's crazy, right? And so I'm sitting here and I'm like thinking, you had a vision. You still have a vision. And you can still believe that that vision is going to come true for you, even if it took time, even if you had to go through sadness, even if you had to go through challenging times in your life to overcome the bondage of the past, man. Or the bondage of self. Let's be real, okay? Like, how many times have you stood in your own way? How many times have you had the abundance at your fingertips? How many times have you wanted to go ask for a raise and you stopped yourself short? How many times have you wanted to apply for a better paying job? How many times have you had a relationship that came into your life that would have been good for you and you sabotaged it and settled for something that was not good for you? Because you inherently were terrified of what would happen if that actually worked out. Would you lose them? Would you screw it up? Would they end up hurting you? Would they change? So you went with what was familiar. Would you get rejected for a pay raise or not hired for a job? So you may as well settle, right? Stay where you're at least it's comfortable, but really it's not, right? That's the devil. That's the self-imposed restrictions. But you have a vision. And I feel like ultimately you can see past it. And I feel like ultimately this is just the work within you right now. It just is. It's like, how do you get from here to here? This. The vision that you have for yourself. That will inevitably give you the chance to leave behind this Six of Swords. Leave behind this Ten of Swords. Be the lit up Christmas tree that you are. And allow yourself to be seen. Allow yourself to shine. Allow yourself to stop seeing life as it's not going to work out and start seeing it as it is. Still believe. It's time for you to still believe. And I love, like, I have to honestly, like, that song. It's like, okay, so in the song, she's talking about how, like, at one point, like, she feels so alive because this came to be, you know, this love or life even that heaven had sent down to her, or the universe. Okay. And that's the thing, is that I feel like is the golden key here. It's like, no matter what you've been through with these cards, these three cards, no matter what you've been through, you just keep holding true and you just keep believing against all freaking odds that this is yours. This abundance is yours. Whether it's abundance in love, whether it's abundance in money, life, happiness, health, who knows, what have you. It's your life. This is just a general reading, right? But like, and then you get this freaking amazing opportunity. You got the death card with the judgment right above it. That's no accident, right? Because you don't read it like this with the judgment on top of the death. Because what happens in the judgment card? They are being risen from their graves. They are being risen from the dead to this abundance. You are being risen above that. Yeah, you've been through a challenging time in your life, no doubt. I see that. I know that. I'm a Taurus too. I know what Taurus has been through since 2018, since Uranus moved into Taurus. Like no doubt. I know. But it was all a dance. It was all a dance to get you to drop what was no longer important. Right here. It was all a spiritual lesson to bring you to karmic justice, to get you to the point where you could see how brightly you shine and how important and valuable you are as a person, and that you're not this. You're not this abandoned child that didn't get your needs met, or this emotionally neglected child that didn't get your needs met, or maybe even abused. And that was a part of your life, absolutely. but that part of your life does not get to define where you're going. And that you don't have to feel this way forever. And yeah, you felt that way before. I get it. I did too. Totally. But that's the transformation. That is you taking your life back. That's you saying, I have the power. I'm going to cry, guys. Like, I have the power to rise above everything I've been through and keep my vision true and not stop. I literally am crying. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever cried on a tarot reading ever, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna close this up. The readings lately, I just feel like have been so deep, and I don't think that that's an accident. So anyway, enlightenment, y'all. Look. Lit up like a Christmas tree. Oh my gosh, I love it. Abundance again. Oh my God, abundance again. Abundance twice. Okay. The only thing was what you were asking for requires more time. And the only reason why I think that that's come out for you is because of the fact that you have to be persistent in this vision. Because the persistence of the illusion of the past is detrimental to you. This can no longer own you. This worry. What if I'm not enough? What if they don't like me? What if they don't approve of me? What if they reject me? What if I ask for a raise and they tell me that I actually suck at my job? Do you really suck at your job? What if you want to raise your prices and people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do that? What if you walked up to somebody you're interested in and they rejected you? And so what? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Like, I'm not even kidding you. There was a time in my life, I'm telling you, like, I was so insecure. And now I just have this energy about me of it's either going to work out or it's not going to work out. Like, it's just that simple. You know? And there's certain areas I'm still a little insecure in, but you know, like, I think that ultimately it's like you have to own it. You have to own who you are. You have to own your worth. Your past does not own you anymore. It did at one point. It served its purpose, whatever that was. Like, I hate saying everything happens for a reason because I'm like, okay, how do you explain childhood trauma? Like, I just can't even get on board with that mentality sometimes. But you know what? It did make you who you are in some fashion. And myself included. And, you know, how we conceive of that sometimes, I don't know. But I will tell you that after healing from so many things in my life, I've helped a lot of people heal from their things. and that's my takeaway at the end of the day. Is when I'm sitting in Reiki sessions with people or energy healing sessions with people and I am helping them heal from the same trauma that I had, you know, like, that's my takeaway. And whatever your career is, whatever you do with your life, if you are a philanthropist or whatever, like, however you give back could be how you're healing, you know, or how you're helping others heal as a result of your own healing. Like, it really depends on what you do. But I just get the sense that the only thing that's going to cause this abundance and this enlightenment to take time for you is in the work that you still need to do. So get out your journal and start asking the important questions. Why do I think that people are going to reject me? Why do I feel bad about myself for wanting more money? Or why do I feel Why do I feel insecure about asking somebody on a date or getting into a relationship? Or why do I feel like people don't like me? Or why am I afraid to make friends? And really dive in to that. You know, what is stopping you? And I already know the answer. It's this. That's what's stopping you. But I feel like it's going to be important for you to continue to hold your vision for the future and not just have a vision, but believe in it and believe that you deserve it. I feel like ultimately, like what I just am getting for you, Taurus, is that deep inside of your core, you got to know what makes you special and unique and important and valuable. And from that, understand your needs. And from that, know what your standards are in life. And from that, learn to set boundaries for yourself. And from that, learn to be assertive and advocate for yourself. And that's all we can really do. It's a learning and growing process. It's a spiritual process. It's an emotional maturity process. An emotional evolutionary process. Enlightenment, even. And the most key component I have felt, or I believe, when it comes to enlightenment is self-compassion. You know, you were where you were because of what happened. But you don't have to be there anymore, and that's why you have these two cards. You know, that was your old story. Rewrite it, okay? That's what I have for you. I hope that this helps. Again, about the personal sessions, you can do all that down below. And really, guys, if you like my content, please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.